Hello, this is Sonora Moser, and this week for our art appreciation course, we got to look at some prominent painters. In particular, we were looking at three from the period after the Renaissance. So it says that it's often called the Baroque or the Counter-Reformation period. And the three artists that we were looking at were Caravaggio, Gentileschi, and El Greco. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing those wrong. I'm doing my best. But my favorite out of the three that we looked at was Artemisia Gentileschi. And she's the one who painted this painting that we're looking at right here. So it says in the National Gallery website, Artemisia Gentileschi was from 1593 to 1654. And the thing that I think that is cool about her is it says that she's the most celebrated female painter of the 17th century. And I just thought it was really cool to hear about a female painter from this time period, because I feel like we don't get to hear a lot about them. It's mostly because of, it's mostly focused on like the male painters. But I thought it was really cool that we got to look at a female painter, and she's an amazing painter. Like, as you can see from this here, like, the realism is insane. Like, yeah, that's always super cool to me. So about her, it says that she worked in Rome, Florence, Venice, Naples, and London for the highest echelons, I don't know how to pronounce that word, of European society, including the Grand Duke of Tuscany and Philip I don't know if that's 4th or 6th. I don't do Roman numerals. But basically, yeah, she's a really amazing painter from the 17th century. And this painting right here is called Judith Beheading Holofernes. And so this one it's oil on canvas, which is how she's able to get like the really realistic look to it. Like, oil paint is able to get like the blending and make it look smooth and even. And it's 146.5 by 108 centimeters. And the thing that I thought was cool about this is the story behind it, because it is about this story from the Bible about this girl Judith. It says a young Jew from Bethulia, and she is able to free her people from the people of Israel from the siege by Nebuchadnezzar's army. She goes to this guy Holofernes. He's the guy that's being murdered. She goes to his camp, and she's dressed all nice and she looks all pretty, and so he invites her in, and after he gets drunk, she gets to go and she murders him, and she saves the people of Israel. And I just think that, once again, we got this really like a female artist, which we don't hear a lot about, and then we've got this female hero is being able to save the people. And the thing that I think is really cool about this is there's a lot of motion in the piece, from like the way that the blood is like spurting. It's very like gory and graphic, and she's like, the blood splattered all the way up here, and it's on like splattered on this girl's wrist, and it's like dripping down the bed, and it's like this very lots of motion in the piece. And another thing that I thought was important about this, or that I noticed that was similar between some of the paintings, is like, as you can see, there isn't really like a defined like space that they're in. Oh my gosh. And you can see like it's just kind of like dark in the background. And that was similar to some of the other artists that we're looking at, like in this one, which is by... I can't remember who did this one. Give me 1 second while I find it. But you can see it's got the same kind of deal where it's just like kind of dark. And using that technique is able to make the actual like figures stand out a lot more. And I think this one's Caravaggio. And I like got another... Where are my pictures? I've lost them. Oh, there it is. This one too. It's got the same deal where it's just like the dark background, and I think that also is able to show, like, the main focus is on this very gory scene of these women, like, killing this guy. And another thing that I really like is the way that the expressions are painted, because, like, as you can see, this lady, she's kind of like, ooh, that's a little bit gross, and I think that's very, it's not, I don't think it's supposed to be funny. I think it's supposed to be, like, scary and powerful, and it is a very, like, powerful piece, but I liked that it's still, like, a human. Like, you can see the expression, you can kind of feel like they don't really want to be doing this, but they have to for the greater good. And yeah, and I really liked learning about these artists, and it was really cool.